the BZJ Podcast.
All right, guys, it feels good to be back right here on the BZJ Podcast. It's your man, it's your boy, and the Ziki, the king of Efizi, checking in. What's good, y'all? I mean, it's been a minute. How y'all doing? I feel good. I just been MIA, just trying to chill and clear my head. The problems in Nigeria are too much. If you don't relax your mind, man, you gonna crash. You gonna crash, and that's a facts, bro. That's a facts. How y'all doing, guys? I mean, I miss you guys. I miss, doing my itsy bitsy chatty chitty right here on the BZJ Podcast. Well, today, right here on the BZJ Podcast, we're talking about something very spectacular. I mean, everybody in the world knows about what's happening to this man. There's no news. Everybody knows about it. As long as you're on social media and you're updated with current affairs, you know that Diddy is fighting major legal battles. I mean, right now is Diddy against the world or Diddy versus the world? Should we put it that way? But away from all the allegations, the whatever you guys think, whatever we think that we have against Diddy, why don't we look, or should we not look at this whole thing from a different direction? Like, why is it that when a black man in America gets to a certain level, for example, Michael Jackson, for example, P. Diddy, for example, R. Kelly, oh yes, we know a lot of all the many things that he did, yes. But when he gets to a certain level, that's when they tend to pull them down. They tend to bring up all these bad skeletons in their closet to use against them. Well, to me, or according to the information that's out there, speaking for Michael Jackson, or let's say speaking about Michael Jackson first of all, Michael Jackson had, or let's say owned, 50% of Sony Music, and Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog. And if Michael Jackson owned 50% of Sony Music, I'm talking about Michael Jackson was controlling the music, or let's say the royalty or catalog of Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Eminem, all the big names that were at Sony at the time Michael was still alive and controlling, the 50% catalog from Sony. He was controlling most of those big stars, their catalog. And these people that were in power, they were not happy with it. And they had to, come up with a lot of things to, scare the men. But still, Michael was a very powerful force in music and entertainment, in media at the time of his death. And you see what happened because of his ownership of 50% of Sony Music. They had to destroy his credibility, the child molestation accusations, him sleeping with boys, little kids, even to the extent of destroying his last album, Invincible, which he always spoke. Michael was vocal about it. I mean, the videos are there, but still, I know there are a lot of people out there who still believe Michael was or is guilty of a lot of all those accusations. You see, now that I think, a lot of people know that these many things are some of the reasons why Michael Jackson was pulled down. Yeah, these and many more were the reasons why Michael Jackson was pulled down, because he was controlling half of Sony Music. Remember, I said, why is it that, when a black man gets to a certain level in America, the people who are powerful, the certain powerful people in America, they tend to bring that person down. Now that's it about Michael Jackson. Let's talk about R. Kelly. R. Kelly wanted to control his royalties. The facts are there. R. Kelly wanted to control his royalties, and his bosses, or the people who were in charge, they were not ready to buy to that. They were not ready for that. And the same thing about Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston wanted to control her royalties. She wanted her royalties. She wanted to control her masters. She wanted to control her masters, but the people who were in charge, they never wanted it. And voila, we see the whole outcome of everything that happened. And speaking about R. Kelly, he wanted the same thing. He wanted to control his masters. But at the end of the day, you see everything that happened. Now, also, I know a lot of you guys will be saying, Ziki, R. Kelly is guilty of this whole thing, blah, 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 blah. Yes, but now look. Why did we have to find out all these many atrocities committed by R. Kelly when he wanted to control his masters? When he wanted to control his masters, why was it at that time all these things got exposed? Why were they not exposed initially when he started his career, or when he was at his peak? Why? So you see, some of these things, like I said, it is the reason why, they come for black successful people in America. Why they come for successful black successful people in America. Now talking about Diddy. Diddy is a billionaire. We all know Diddy is a billionaire. And he is one of the owners of Ciroc, I guess. Yeah, one of the owners of Ciroc. And the partnership with Diageo, the drink company. He said he wanted to own his thing. He wanted to be the boss. Now you see the people who are in charge. There are a lot of powerful people in the world, and I think there are a lot of lessons to be learned in this whole thing. It's not just about the fact that there are people who don't want you to be at the top with them, but still there are some people, or let's say there are some battles that are not really necessary. You understand? You are at this level already. You are controlling wealth. You can afford anything you want. You can take your kids to any school. You can fly at any time you want to fly out of America. You have that power. You have the power to control a lot of people, a lot of careers. I mean, looking to fight or wanting to fight people who gave you a platform, or let's say wanting to fight your bosses, at that level, you already know it's a terrible idea. Like I said, there are a lot of things to learn. Even if there are these allegations that seem to be true against Diddy, right? There are still a lot of things to learn. And the question is, why is it that America has a way of, pulling down rich, successful black people? Now, a lot of people are, laying accusation fingers on Jay-Z and Beyonce, but for real, I've got nothing to say. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and see how this whole thing plays out with Diddy. A lot of people are saying he's going to go to jail. The case have already started, and according to what I saw online a couple of days ago, we have like 1,000 people ready to testify against it. I mean, let's just see how this whole thing plays out. And like I always say, I hope we are all learning from everything that's happening to Diddy and every black person that's successful, that has been brought down in the world. We just have to listen, we just have to watch, and we just have to learn. All right, guys, I'll be back right here for more on the BZJ podcast. Stick around and don't go nowhere.
This is the BZJ podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it feels good to be back again right here on the BZJ podcast. You are rocking with your boy and the Ziki, the king of Efizi, right here on the BZJ podcast. Now, away from Diddy and the many troubles that he's currently facing right now, let's come back home to Nigeria. A couple of weeks ago, everybody was talking about Very Dark Man. Like, I think just this past weeks are the only weeks that we've not really had Very Dark Man on the news. If not subsequent weeks, it's been like previous weeks, it's been all about Very Dark Man. Like, Very Dark Man, to me, his idea is a good idea. His idea is a good idea. But guy, please, brother, please, before you lay your words out, before you put out your words, can you just have proper background check? Because there are a lot of people that don't play with their reputation. There are a lot of people who don't play with their reputation. Just like you see what happened to, how Very Dark Man allegedly accused Femi Falana, Uncle Femi, who is Falz's father, accused him of, trying to receive bribe from Bobrisky. And he currently, Very Dark Man is sued. He's got a case in court. He's got a case in court. And aside from Uncle Femi suing, or let's say Falz suing Very Dark Man to court, Very Dark Man also has a case to answer in court with MC Jollof, Mr. Jollof, whatever, and it's a very sensitive, or let's say what Very Dark Man alleged against Mr. Jollof is very sensitive. My own opinion. Like, why will you accuse somebody's wife of sleeping around? Why will you even accuse the man's children of not being his legitimate kids? Like, why? Why? Some things, we take some of these trolls too far on social media. And I'm also using this to address trolls out there on social media. I know this thing will never stop, but let it be on the records that I said this. You guys have a life. How do you feel when you type those aggressive, damaging words on somebody's comment section? Or how do you feel when you destroy somebody? If that destruction is meted out against you, will you love it? How will you feel about it? Yeah, so like I was talking about Very Dark Man, no doubt some of the things that he's fighting against are just things. For example, the fight against unregistered, cosmetic products or products generally that people consume on a daily. The fight is legit. You understand? But when it comes to, or when you're taking it as far as trying to damage somebody's reputation without proper assessment or background check, I don't think that is nice to do. I just think it's not logical to do. It's not sane to do it. I think we live in a world where a lot of people are going through so much, and there is no crime in applying a little bit of empathy before you even call someone out. Let it be in the records that on the background you called, guy, this thing you're doing, what's up, babe, this thing you are doing is not nice, I will call you out. Let it be on the records that you did that. Instead of just coming up online, of course, I know everybody's got reasons to do why they do what they do. Everybody's got reasons why they do what they do. But let's be sensible in some of these things that we do online. All right, guys, it's been your boy and the Ziki holding it down right here on the BCJ podcast. I'm having fun. Hope you're having fun, guys. This is how I'm going to be leaving you guys today on the BZJ podcast. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel and on our social media handles, and subscribe to us. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, guys. And I'll see you guys next week. And take care of yourself and God bless you. Bye.
This is the BZJ podcast.